Let's welcome Renee O'Connor!
Thank you. Pretty cool. Nice music videos. Yay. All right, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Okay, let's have a party. Come on. I don't know what to talk about. By the way, feel free to come up and ask me questions. I'm accessible. Please come ask me questions. I was thinking of what I could be talking about, and I don't think I've shared the story of Boogeyman when I was, now I can tell you, decapitated, right? Did you guys see the movie? Did anybody see the movie? Sorry. Anyway, I get decapitated. There you go. Sorry, Rob. You don't have to rent it. But it was really weird because my character, Dr. Ryan, she's down in the basement of this boiler room. And while we were filming this, my character, she ends up getting electrocuted. So she does the jolting and everything, and my knees were shaking, and it just felt so tight, and I was screaming and doing all this stuff. And then it turns out that at the same time at my house here in California, my daughter, who was in a nap, started screaming out of her nap, and for about 20 minutes, it was completely inconsolable. Isn't that wild? And you always know that there's a connection with mothers and their children, but to actually know that right about that time, she had this weird nightmare. So strange. I don't know why I wanted to tell you that, but I wanted to tell you that. My gosh, wasn't Lucy great? That was so much fun. So much fun. I said to Rob, it's funny, I think I can now check off singing at the Roxy on my to-do list that I didn't know I had to do. Check, that was really cool. It's like, thanks, Liz. It was fun. It was really fun. Yeah. Thank you. So what do you guys want to talk about? Anything? Let's ask questions first before I start telling you my little stories. Anything? Anybody? Yes? Right. Well, Lucy said you can either, would you like to, is what she said. Would you like to come and sing a duet, Dragging My Heart Around, or you could dance to I Want to Kiss You All Over. So I called her back, and Lucy and I very rarely talk to each other. We're always texting, you know what I mean? So I actually called back and I said, Lucy, from what I last heard, you were going to have some sort of a lounge on the stage. Are you going to have a pole on stage? I mean, how do you dance to I Want to Kiss You All Over? It's so slow. I don't think I could do that. So I said, no, I'm going to bow out of that one, but I think I'll sing. So why not? So she said, great, and then we just actually went over to her house recently with every intention of practicing. That didn't happen whatsoever. Last night was our first time singing together, really. But I know, it's fun. But what was so cute is I took my children with me, and I was talking to Rob, and then I went around the corner, and there was Lucy with her legs out, singing her little songs, and my little Iris here, dancing around. And I was like, wow, she doesn't fall far from the tree, that's for sure. They had so much fun. It was so charming to see the two of them together, too. I know, aw. Yeah, that was fun. What is my son Miles doing now? What is he doing now? He's not making any movies right now. Now he's into picture taking. And it's really funny because he'll take the camera and he'll flip it upside down so it's a 180-degree view of whatever he's taking. So the perspective is very odd. You look at it and the sky is on the bottom, and the trees are out there. So I'm just saving all of them. Isn't that funny? I love it. It's just a little interesting insight into how he sees the world. Flipped. Yes? Yeah. The cowboy movie. They have been picked up. I don't think I was supposed to say, but I'll tell you anyway. It's Lionsgate picked it up, which is cool, which is really great. So they're excited about that, and I think they're excited, so it's fine. But I guess it comes out probably sometime this year, I think. And that was pretty fun. Yeah. So I've been writing a lot. I have been writing. I've been writing about the short film I keep talking about. I'm going to try to film it this year. A little short film about the motorcycle guy. And then I've been writing about my childhood, and it's been so hilarious to me because some of the stories are so outrageous. I had I'll call him my father, my dad. But basically, he ended up with this wild set of crazy antics where, like for instance, he would have this car, right? And it was a twin turbo Porsche, if you can believe this. Isn't that crazy? And the reason he was so curious about having something that was so bizarre and sort of artificial, you know what I mean? Is because he used to be raised on the streets with this foster family. So here he is while he's raising us, and he has all these things, and in our garage was this candy apple red, shiny bright car, and he just treated it like it was just this race car, and he was in Germany, and he was on the Autobahn, so, he'd pull us in the car, and then say, Renee, you want to go for a ride? I'm like, no, I'm not going near that car. But then he would pull us in, as he did, and then we would go down the I-10 freeway in Katy, and we would race around, and I swear, if we didn't have at least one cop car chasing us. Isn't that crazy? So I have this aversion to anything that's bright red race car, style. So then I would think, eventually a cop car would pull us over, and I'm sitting there, and I learned how to do like the wincing and the pedal down, trying to stop, and we finally come to a stop, and the man would get out, the police officer, and he said, do you realize you're going 100? And then my stepfather would pull out his wallet, and he had this artificial deputy badge in his wallet. And I swear, every single time as he whipped it out, and went, well, I just want to see if it would open up. Then he would get away with it. Isn't that amazing? Crazy. And I'm like, damn. So then what was really funny is finally I was about 16 years old, and my brother and I were in charge of the house for the weekend, which is kind of funny. Yes. Well, I came home, I look in the garage, the Porsche is gone. Gone. And I'm thinking, that's not good. So then my uncle calls me up, who lived down the road, and he says, Renee, well, we found Chris, your brother. He totaled the Porsche. And I'm like, yes! Yes! The death trap is gone. So I'm excited, and I'm dancing around, and I realize, oh no, this is not good, So I said, okay, where is he? And so we went over and I saw my brother, and then my uncle told me the story. He said, yeah, we were just going through the neighborhood, as we do, and we came across this car that looked just like your dad's, and it was on the kind of bent along the curb and halfway on the yard, and there was your brother with his hands between his legs and his head down, and he's just shaking it because he knows this is horrible. So we all come up with this idea that we're just going to take him away for the weekend and let him get out of town. So I swear it was like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and I was living it, So he did, he left, he came back, and he had to, settle up, so to speak, which was really ugly, but it was terrible. But anyway, then he went off and joined the army. My poor brother. Isn't that crazy? So crazy. So that's one story. I'll think of some more. Let me think of another one. Yes, you have a question?
Last night, Catherine Fruget mentioned that you're going to be in several episodes of Army Wives coming up. Is there anything that you can share with us about that experience that won't, disclose a plot or a problem, but what can you share with us about coming up with Army Wives and your coming in it?
Am I coming up with Army Wives? Well, Yeah, 4-episode arc. How much did she tell you? She has it all worked out, believe me. I'm the aggressive one, yeah. So I guess, I don't know, what's interesting about it is I've never played anyone who seduces anyone, because I don't think I seduced Xena. I mean, come on. She seduced me. You know? So I think Catherine, or did she hear this or did I tell her? I'm not sure, that I wanted to explore my sexuality. I think I said that to you guys, and then somehow I got back to her. Anyway, she's latched onto this thing. But anyway, exploring my sexuality is getting up at the Roxy with, Lucy and rocking and rolling through the night. I mean, that's fun. Anyway, she is going to, let me be the aggressive one. I don't know. I have to see her writing. I don't think I've ever seen Catherine write anything that's really aggressive. I want to see Catherine write something like that. We'll see. So anyway, she has been talking about this, putting me on the show basically after the first season started, and just wanted to include me in some way. And it was her idea. It was all her idea, really. How am I going to do research? Well, that's actually an interesting story, because I am the kind of actor that I do a lot of research. I picked up this book, and Steve, it's in my car, I'll bring it tonight, but it's called, that'll start a rumor. It's, okay. I said I don't want to give anything away, but it's, there's a story of, no, it's not a story. It's a selection of stories by women. It's called The Veiled Monologues. Have you heard of this? Anybody? Anyone? No. Yes? It's really incredible. And for some reason, I thought I would pick this up because it talks about different women, especially from the Middle Eastern areas, and how they deal with their sexuality. And I don't know why, but I've already seen the vagina monologues, and I know what that's about. I just wanted to see something else, and so I read those stories, and I don't know if that's going to help me whatsoever, but that's the first thing that I've looked into. It has nothing to do with Army Wives, so there you go. But read fan fiction. Already? Okay. The thought crossed my mind. I have a lot of reference books. Thank you for that. Jeez. Oh my goodness, huh? I don't know. Lisa will turn red. What did I say? What? Who? What did she say? Oh, she wants me to read some tonight with Lucy. No, tonight I get to do Ask Xena, or Dear Xena. So if you have any questions, let me know and I'll throw them at her. Okay? Okay, speaking of questions. Yeah.
Renee?
Okay, yeah,
Renee,
yeah.
we got a question over here.
Yes.
Yeah, Renee, at the photo op this morning, I noticed you got your abs back again.
What's that? I can't hear you.
I noticed that at the photo op this morning, you got your abs back again.
Oh.
But you seem to have misplaced your belly ring.
I misplaced my belly ring.
Yeah.
I know. I haven't misplaced it. You know what's funny is it's right next to my sink in my kitchen. It's the weirdest thing. It's because I've been meaning to go back and do it again. So I kind of put it there, and I just haven't had a chance to go and have my belly ring put back in. But the other day, my friend was over and with us, Jed and I guess I was out doing something. But then when they came back into the kitchen, I had already opened up the yellow pages into the piercing area to find out where I could get a belly button ring near where I live. And it was funny because Andy, my friend Andy, said, "Do you think she went to get her belly button pierced?" And I think Jed turned white because he just probably assumed that that's probably exactly where she is. She can't be found, so she's getting a belly button pierced, It just makes no sense. But that's not true. Okay. Any questions? Yeah. Am I working out again? Yes, I started Taekwondo. Thank you, finally. I love it. Oh, I started about a month ago, and it feels so good, you know. And I wanted to do Taekwondo because it mostly uses your legs and kicking, and there's a lot of spinning. And my idea would be, you know, doing spinning kicks. And I'm doing it with my neighbor. It's hilarious because she's really fast. So she's coming around, she's bopping around, you know, doing all this stuff. And then I'm like thinking, no, I want to do this, and I just wait, you know what I mean? I wait for her to come up, and it's just fun. So we're having a good time. But I love it. It feels like I'm getting my body back, you know, and I just love that feeling of the discipline and the art of the martial arts. I like it. Thank you. So what else is going on? My gosh, I told you I was writing, and I am going to put on Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. And I'm going to play Maggie the cat. So that's going to be fun. I don't think I'm going to, I can get the copyright, but I don't think I'm going to get it up by the end of the year. So that's something that I'm going to start working on this year too. And I am trying to option a book, but it's going to take a while. It's interesting being a woman wanting to direct a movie because you have to go and shop it around, you know, and not many people really want to tell a female story with a woman director. But that's fine because I love the can'ts. Oh, you can't do that. That's exactly when I go, oh, really? Okay, well, let's just go see what the environment is like, you know. So that's what I'll be doing this year. I'll be taking it around to see really who is interested or who's not interested. It's all part of the journey. So, yes.
Hi. My question was about your kids. How are they? How are your kids doing?
My kids are wonderful. They're just crazy, you know, just. Yeah.
I was here last year, and I'm just curious. Was your daughter out there with her dad? I think she was real little, thin little thing.
Was it last year? Probably last year, but she was about this big, maybe barely walking.
Yeah, trying to eat confetti off the floor. I think I remember.
Yes. Well, now my daughter's running through the house. And what's really funny is she likes, I keep telling you all my stories. But she takes off all her clothes, and then she'll take like a tutu and put it on her head. So it looks like a one of those things. And she runs around completely naked, screaming at the top of her lungs. And then my mom says that is so me, that's me. Isn't that crazy?
And how old is she now?
She's almost 2.
Oh, okay.
But she is so much fun. You cannot sit down around her when the music is on because she will pull you up and you will dance. She will. She just insists on dancing all the time.
Thanks.
Thanks for asking about her. Yes.
At the Chicago Convention, somebody asked a question of Lucy, and I'm going to ask the same question of you. On Xena, through all 6 seasons, which one was your best kiss?
On Xena for all seasons?
Out of all of them, which one is the best?
Well, you know, Ted Raimi's really hot. He's pretty good. I mean, between him and Lucy, oh, it's a battle. I don't know. It's
Well,
a toss-up
Lucy said
between
you.
the two of them. Sorry?
Lucy said you.
Lucy said me?
Yep.
I'm gonna say Ted. Come on, Lucy. I know you're out there. Where are you? And Ted, I know you're out there too. Where are you? Ted is funny because I know you've heard this story, but it was so funny. The night before, I think he ate onions, and we were kissing the next day. And I said, oh, Ted, don't worry about it. I had garlic. And so it's just like part of it, you know. You don't worry about these things.
What characteristics do you think Gabrielle had that you have?
What are some of the same things, same
Yeah,
attributes of
Characteristics?
between myself and Gabrielle?
Yeah.
What do you think? I don't know. Name something and I'll see if I agree. I don't know. What do you think? The question is, what attributes do I have that are the same as Gabrielle? Name something about Gabrielle and I'll tell you if it's true. Spiritual, yes. Smart, I like to read and write, so I guess I'm smart. I'm bouncy and giddy. You know, I'm not bouncy and giddy at home. I'm just like, boom, I'm, you know, yeah, I have a lot of energy. I have a lot of energy, actually, yeah. But I'm not as bouncy as Gabrielle. What? A passion for life, yes! I love life, I love adventure, I love anything that I haven't done before, like singing at the Roxy, you know what I mean? I just love it all. So yes, passion for life, that's Gabrielle. The what?
She
I fall in love easily. No. I don't. Okay, next. What?
When it's time.
Well, hang on. What? Sentimental, yes. Forgiving, yes, but it's harder for me. But yes, I
You know how to
aspire
cook with
be-
her juices.
I know how to cook with juices.
You know how to cook with her juices.
What did you say? What did you say? I thought you said that. Speaking of her juices, how about a warm welcome for Lucy Lawless?
Let's welcome Lucy!
Lucy!
All of a sudden, I've become aware that I might have spinach in my teeth or something. Like, now I think about it. Renee sabotaged me. She offered me the salad. Damn her. Hello, kids. Hi, Mom. Well, I know you weren't all there last night because we couldn't fit this many people in. But hi, what a lot of men are in the audience. That's nice. We're growing. Right? 12 years later, we're growing. Oh my God. Have I come just to talk without any... I didn't write a script. I just poured myself out of bed an hour ago. Did you have a nice time last night, those of you who were there? Did anybody post spoilers, or new people, are they left in the dark? You left them in the dark? What? You posted, oh, you little rat bag. She's posted the pictures. This lady's, you've got my poster, bugger. Was it you that guessed the answer? We'll have all new questions. All new questions. Did you find it at all revealing? What did you say? We did not know about the Jews. Wow. What she said, what's the story with the Jew thing? We had a question last night, like, what other people apart from cowboys is Lucy attracted to? And we had a question answer thing, and the answer was Jews. And it was kind of a Larry David reference because I adore him, and kind of a Yentl thing because it's like the greatest movie ever made. According to me. Papa, can you hear me? I wagged school when I was 13 to see it. I went on my own on the bus. It was quite a long drive into town, but I wagged school to go and see Yentl, and I was just like mesmerized because I'd never met a Jewish person before. Kind of like Catholics, but not. Because like Jesus was a Jew, and I don't know. The same reason that I really like Kenny Loggins, because he looked so much like Jesus, right? I was like, I'm sorry, that's hard. So I did it. I don't know, something about religion and forbidden things, right? Do you know that the album, Kenny Loggins, The Essential Kenny Loggins? Then I got to sing with him. I met him on Celebrity Duets. He's a great guy, but tell you what, there's nothing like meeting a famous person in the flesh to like kill all your illusions. And not because he isn't gorgeous, because he is, he's great, but all of a sudden they become not famous to you. And they can't be an icon because you know them as a real human being, and then it's just all over, Rover. That's why we can never get too close, otherwise you will never come back. Because let me tell you, I ain't this special. Yep. What should we talk about? Huh? Happy Australia Day. Advance Australia Fair. Is it Australia Day? I didn't know that. Well, terrific. What was that? Okay, can somebody translate? What? Makeup accent. You want me to talk about the time I spilled foundation all down my crotch right before coming on the show in Chicago? So I had this huge brown, sort of light brown stain and up my wazoo. And the only person I could possibly ask to help me with it was Renee. I'm like, oh, sorry, mate, you're going to have to help me out here. Is it gone? So I think Sharon got a really great photo of her with some sort of a wipe trying to scrub my pants clean. It's a very compromising position. What a phenomenon that I can stand here and do this. You laugh. You know what? I just hooked into Tig. That's her special thing, right? She stands there like, she stands here like this and gets a laugh. She's amazing, isn't she? I'm so disappointed that I can't watch Tig out front because, I'm busy trying to act special out the back. What's going to happen on Battle? I don't give spoilers, darling. I can't tell you what's going to happen on Battlestar Galactica. Nobody tells me anything. You think I know? I don't know. You know what? If this writer's strike finally... Somebody was saying, I hear a rumor it's over, but I don't know that that's true, actually. But they need to get back so we can finish the series properly. Yeah, purely selfish motives. No, they really do. Start talking. Hammer this one out, man. What's the hold-up? Yes, another question. Come on, you got to help me with material. How's my Prius? I had a deer commit suicide on the front of my Prius. And I was driving... Oh, don't worry, the deer's better off than the bloody Prius, let me tell you. The deer was going, oh, what was that? Got up and... It was like the cliff. It's one lane in each direction along Mulholland. The cliff is, no kidding, it's about this steep. And down the other side, it's just as steep, a complete drop away into a canyon. I think this deer miscalculated how close my car was because it's a Prius, it's so quiet. You know what I mean? So it was like, can't hear anything, I think I'm all right. Oh, holy shit! And it dropped. I think it fell off the cliff, kind of under the car a little bit, because I just saw this flash of brown and then nothing. I couldn't see anything. I thought, holy cow, was that a coyote? What did I just hit? It was a bit of a crunch. Was that a coyote? And I inched forward a little bit and I could hear. So I backed up and then this... backed up, just a few feet, and off came this big deer, a really big deer. Like, if it had been running across the street, I might not even be here. It was a good-sized deer, and it's lying there going, like I think it was more shocked, but my bloody Prius is completely caved in, right? So I called the highway patrol, and they have some sort of a deer squad who said, just get off the road, you're all the traffic was trying to go around me because they were so pissed off. They were like, stupid Prius, stopping in the middle of the road. So they're pulling out into oncoming traffic. And it was just a complete hazard. So I parked down the road, called them, and they said, okay, we'll take it from here. And so I have to take the Prius to the works. And I have a booking, and I have a booking for a rental car. So I go to the rental car place, and there's about 7 women, all women for some reason, sort of tapping their feet, saying, there's no cars, there's no cars. And I said, well, excuse me, I have a reservation, but if you don't have a car, I'll come back after Martin Luther King, after the long weekend, rather than pay for a car, they don't have. And he said, no, we've got you. Oh, no, that's right. I rang ahead, and I said, Mister, do you have a car for me? And he said, oh, yes, we absolutely do. Well, what are you driving at the moment? I said, a Prius. And he goes, what's a Prius? And I went, you're kidding me. What? It's a Toyota Prius. It's a hybrid car. And he's like, oh, no, we don't have any hybrids. But we got something for you. Come on down. So all these women are waiting for a car. There is no car for them, but I have a reservation. So he says, I'll take you to your car. I walk out. It's a monster truck. I've got a freaking monster truck. So now I've got that sort of embarrassment about driving my kids to school in a monster truck, It's like, instead of my little, I drive a Prius, aren't I good? I'm driving the biggest gas guzzler on the road, man. Manus, as we would have said at school. Did I get to keep the deer? Yeah, I tied it to the grill of my truck. I went back in my monster truck, picked up my roadkill. No, I actually think that the deer was all right. I think the deer might have shaken it off and gone, because it was a good-sized deer. And as I told you last night, being hit by a Prius is like being hit by a bulldozer made of cake. So I think the deer is all right. Hello.
Hi, Lucy. You were great last night, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I was wondering, before Xena in New Zealand, did you do any print modeling? Because I got this a long time ago, and I was wondering, is this you?
Oh, let me have a look. That's hilarious. That is not me. No. You know what? That was in a magazine where they said that was me too, but that's not me. I'm sad to say that is me. Oh my God, look, I look just like Daisy. Lesbians love Xena. Look at this article, lesbians love Xena. Oh, that would have been a very, very progressive headline in New Zealand that week. A lesbian? Oh, we don't have any of those here. No, actually, they're not like that. They're pretty good. But that's hilarious. I can't believe that's the real thing, huh?
Yeah. This was like
In a tablet. No, that's not me, actually. I did do something like that, though, but that sort of knitwear thing. I did do something, but that is actually not me. No. Thank you. But I have to do a shout out. Where's Tarina? Hello, darling. How are you? Come and give me a hug. How are you? From New Orleans. Hello. And you've got some awesome friends who just love you so much. No, Tarina's come all the way from New Orleans, and one of the best loved people in the place. And that's really saying something, isn't it? There's a lot of good feeling goes around here. You guys have been amazingly supportive. The whole community's been really great about Kevin Smith's family all these years. For those of you who don't know, Kevin Smith played Ares, the god of war, on Xena and died very shockingly when he fell from a great height off a set. He was doing a movie with Bruce Willis in China. And I think he went up to see the sunset on his last day and fell off. It was just a tragic accident. And the fans really rallied around because he has 3 children, one of whom is autistic, and I believe that's it's somewhere on the autistic spectrum. Anyway, they've really helped his widow and those kids be sustained through some very difficult years, you know, without their daddy. So, the amazing Jennifer Ward Leland is arranging the sale of the actual Aries costume. And I think that's January 25th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you go to jenniferwardleland.com/Aries costume, you'll see it there if you want to, you know, wear the great man's costume. I've got to say, Kevin Smith was really, really, I think about him when I do these singing gigs because he used to do that in New Zealand and he was an amazing singer. And we talked about what it's like to, when you sing really great. And he said, yeah, it's kind of like a trick. I'll never forget him saying it. It's kind of like a trick. You feel like you're being a complete phony because you don't know how you make that sound. Well, I just really always appreciated him telling me that because I didn't know how to sing at that time. And he just kind of demystified it. It was like, you know, it's not a big deal. It's not brain surgery. Just let it out, you know. So we miss him. There's a lot of people in Hollywood who, you know, there's a lot of pressure on you to be very fancy or very something. And I can't work myself up to care about certain things. They just feel false now at this time of my life. I only have limited amount of energy. Like chasing publicity or going to openings and things. Ugh, we got kids, we've got jobs, we've got real other things that take our energy, right? But when I was working on this show with you guys, I decided this time I wanted to really pare it down and just make it, it's just us. There's no, I don't have fancy people in the audience who are looking to, you know, who I'm trying to impress or anything. It's only about having a party with like the greatest fans that anybody ever had. Everybody is so blown away by the quality of my fan base. Even the people at the Roxy, all those guys, they just love it when you guys come. Do you know that? The musicians were saying that to me last night. They said they know amazing musicians who play to 15 people. 15 barflies, you know, but the fact that I have this, they said, Lucy, you're so lucky. And I said, I know it. I really know it. Hello. Hi. I know you. Hello.
Yeah, it's not a question. I just wanted to let you know something. I have a friend who has been doing some research on the net, and she's a lurker on a lot of lists. And she did a calculation. She's been with Xena from the very beginning. And she's done a calculation that over the last 13 years, with your inspiration and Renee's inspiration, Xenites around the world have raised $12.2 million for a variety of charities over that time. So we rock.
Wow. Did you hear that at the back? How scientific is that calculation?
She's kept a record of all of the different people who've done charities. She's looked on eBay if there's been a charity auction. She spends a lot of time on the net, obviously. She's done polls of friends and asked how much have you given to the Burns Foundation or Starship because of this different stars or Adrian's or any of the other stars' particular charities. And our particular group just raised $5,000 by watching all 137 episodes of Xena back-to-back, non-stop, 4.5 days.
Oh, it must have been torture.
And we celebrated at the end of it by watching the bloopers and our favorite episodes again.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for that. Hang on. Hold fire. Hello. 2 minutes. Dear. Oh, quick. Talk fast.
Okay.
Oh, then Renee's coming up, so.
Okay, I have a Xena question. I was wondering, at season 5, when you were pregnant, and the gods wanted to kill your child during almost the whole season, wasn't that pretty scary for yourself, I mean?
Well, no, darling, because the minute they'd call cut, we'd be like, hey, get me a coffee, would you, Joel? Or, no, sadly, I have to admit that there just wasn't that atmosphere on set. There was Never anything scary. Well, that's a lie. There was some scary stuff, but not scary in the way you think it was like scary. We're going to throw you off a bloody cliff. But there was never any moral fear or bad feelings on our set at all. Yeah, always fun. Yeah, sorry, Adrian, but all those gods trying to get you. We're going to have to put you to sleep and let you grow up a bit. Yes, dear.
I'll bring this up to the stage so you can see this. I want to know why you never bothered to tell us that Xena wrote a book about Eli's Way.
I always played it that Xena couldn't even read. Like, I wrote... The Threefold Path to Peace by Xena, published in what? Published in 1904. Holy smoke, what is this? Oh my God, can you believe this? Been trained to listen to the inner voice. The students solicited guidance before meetings of the group and weekly as blah, 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 blah. In terms of vibration, it is wise to cling to the idea of triune Ooh, what if I am like reincarnated from some, Oh, what if there's some crazy truth to all of this? Oh, I've seen that dirty old picture. That's not me either. You know what? When I saw all those pictures of my face morphed onto crazy bodies and nymphs and things on the internet, I was just blown away that somebody had devoted that much time to doing something so kooky. But clearly there's a lot of people out there with great skills and bored.
Hello. This question is for both of you, actually. Perfect.
Come on up, Ren.
In an interview once you had said, because I was always curious, you guys wear hardly any clothes on the show, and you could see the cold breath coming.
Talk close to the mic, I can't hear you.
It's too short. You could see the breath coming as you were talking from your mouth, and I was just like, God, they're probably freezing. And then you had an interview once saying that you were very depressed one winter because it was so bitter cold, and you felt lousy and you were depressed and awful. Did that affect your guys' relationship in the filming, and did it bother you as well?
Not between her and I, no. No, we because we knew that the other person understood.
Yeah.
Like nobody else could understand how you
guys
felt.
just were grouchy and you never really argued or anything like that. What? You didn't get grouchy and argue or anything like that?
No, only the rowing made her grouchy at me.
And my girlfriend wants to ask, she's shy. Does it bother your kids that you have such a big lesbian following? Because we have a son. Does it bother you? Does it bother them that you guys have that? No?
My son's best
Your
friend
sons
has
and
two
your daughter?
mommies, so we don't... You know
Yeah.
what? My kids wouldn't mind unless I minded. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How did they get that attitude that there's anything different or...
Well, you know,
So
kids.
true, isn't it? Yeah.
You know, kids,
We don't
'cause I
teach
have a
them to
boy.
hate people for being people.
Hi, my question
It's okay.
for the both of you. Which Lucy do you like better, the brunette or the blonde?
Which Lucy who?
Do you like better, the brunette or the blonde?
I was so different when I was dark, wasn't I?
Yeah,
Which one do you like better?
Ding, ding. I like both. I really do like both. But I don't know. I don't think Lucy can do anything wrong. You know what I mean? She always looks good. It's true. But if I'm partial to one, I'd say the brunette because I like that. But she looks so good as a blonde. I don't know.
I'm not just my hair, darling. I'm not just my hair.
No, I know.
Hello.
Hello. Lucy, everybody here, I've been collecting signatures all weekend. We have got you a card. Everybody out here, you don't sign autographs, but we do.
Would you give it to Sharon there? Because otherwise, I'm a loser in a
Actually,
sense.
Nobody has heard what it says. It's a sound card.
Like the one I gave to Larry David. Do you want me?
You put an enchanted
You put an enchanting spell on everyone you meet. Thank you.
I can understand.
And thank you to my flower girls, wherever they are. Hello.
I'm watching out for my toes. I don't know. She's got this spike. They're awesome. They're so cool.
Hi. Hi. Last year, I had a great time at the convention, but unfortunately, a week later, my dad died. And I can't tell you the strength that I got from just thinking about what happened during that weekend, because it was really devastating. And I just want to say thank you.
Well, thank you very much. It's a very grown-up experience, isn't it? When you're a parent, it's like the ultimate in growing up. I'm terribly sorry to hear it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for coming. Bless you. Hi.
Oh, g'day, Lucy. I'm actually here because I've got a new, different accent. I've got a new business partner, and I happened to mention that you were a neighbour when you were very young, just a teenager, and you used to babysit my twin sons. I don't know if you remember them. We're in the police houses across from you.
But you don't look old enough. Were you the dad?
I was thank you. Yeah, I'm old enough.
Where are your sons, the little blondies?
Yeah, that's them. Here they are, here. Yeah. But,
Was Joshua or Jacob?
Jacob
and...
Jacob and Ben.
Jacob and Ben.
Yeah.
Have you got a photo of them growing up?
Yeah, I do. Hang on. But that's a bit old still, but small photo.
Tell us a story on Lucy being a babysitter.
Well,
I know that nobody in the police flat's ever paid.
no.
That's
I was going
what I
to say
know.
I didn't pay her very much. But
Did you put the
Very
music
much.
on, Lucy?
Oh, look at them. My gosh. Look at that. Cool.
Wow.
Well, nice to see you, darling.
How old were
I
you?
do remember now, yeah.
How old were you? How old were you?
Oh,
You babysitting?
15, I suppose. 14, 15.
Wow. Twins even. Jeez.
I babysat a lot. I'm afraid.
I don't know if you've answered this before because this is my first convention, but out of all of the episodes, all of the single scenes, every single costume you ever wore in the show, even if you just wore it for like one scene, what was your favorite for both of you?
I always liked the Annie costume because it was just so super comfortable. I still own it, and sometimes I wear it.
I can only think of the one I didn't like, which was the very first Gabrielle with the long skirt, because I kept tripping over myself in the mud. Yeah.
She thought that midriff thing was a really good idea until a bitter winter.
Until cold,
And she's got
yeah.
bare feet. Do you remember? She had a broken
It's-
ankle, bare feet through the mud.
cold.
And she was really miserable.
And I saw you Thursday, Renee, at the WGA.
Oh, yes, I know. I saw you too.
Oh my God, it's like
That's,
looking
that
in the
looks
mirror.
really cold too. I know. I know how those feel.
Hello.
Hello, Lucy. I'm Alana from Tennessee. And first of all, I would like to say that you are a very good role model. You have taught me to stand up for myself, physically and mentally. And thank you very much.
I think I have to thank the writers for that, actually. But yeah, we take that on behalf of everybody. I take that. Thank you.
And I got a question for you. And Xena, what was it like to play the character, and how many of the actual stunts did you do?
I would do all the fights, but only the fights where the camera was on my shoulder. Then I'd go on to the next scene, and Zoe would come in, or Geraldine was my first stunt woman, would come, and they would film the stuff over the back onto the, that's standard practice, onto the actor or whoever. So I would generally fight only with stunt people unless the actor was very good. And then your star hasn't got stitches across the head. Like, oh my God, I hit Kevin Sorbo so hard on the back of his head right after Michael Hurst had put 12 stitches in his head. That's when they learned, this is back in the early days, right? Right, that's how we learned you don't have your star fight guest actors. Because it takes a while to learn, dexterity with a sword.
But didn't they actually stop using the steel weapons after that? Is that right, Rob?
But we were using resin. Do you remember we had those swords made out of resin? You'd pop somebody in the head with it and it would break. It was, plus the head. Pss, pss,
Yeah,
pss.
yeah.
It took a while to figure that out, but all that training came in handy for the Lord of the Rings series because everybody knew how to make swords en masse by then.
That's true.
Hi. Okay, I asked Catherine this yesterday, but I wanted to ask both of you if you could have ended like the last episode of Xena, how would you have wanted it to end?
Oh, trailer park.
Oh, come on!
Like in a trailer park, settle down, bunch of dogs, up Malibu somewhere,
A little marshmallow roasting over the open fire.
Yeah, beer cans all around the... I would end my life like Betty Page, and it could still happen. Next.
Yeah, I got a question. I enjoy watching Xena only in my socks. And I want to know if you think that's a little strange, because my wife sure does. So, what do you say?
Ted, you're an ass, and you always will be.
And another thing, sometimes I try and squeeze into a Xena costume, but some of the hangs over, so are you all right with that? I might send you some photos later. That's all. Thank you.
Anything goes.
We miss Ted. Not all of them, but some of them.
Madam van der Six.
Yes, especially for you. Lucy O'Day. First for Lucy, this is my first con, and I have to give you some love and happiness from New Zealand, from someone special, and I hope you recall him. It's John and Trudy Bett from Bethel's Cottage. He was your private driver for some seasons.
He was my what?
Your private driver. So he told me.
I don't have a private driver.
Yeah.
I wonder what... Oh, hang on. Who do you mean on the job?
Yeah.
On doing Xena?
Yeah.
What was the name?
John Bettles Pierce from Bethel's Cottage.
A Scots guy?
Lucy,
Yeah.
this is your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you remember?
Yeah. Well, thank him very much.
So, instead of question, we like to do some brainstorming. So imagine all our friends here, we're at the beach, at the campfire. You both pop up. So now I would like to know, what do we do to surprise us?
Well, we're not doing any of that fan fiction, if that's what you're asking.
Where's Missy G? Oh no, where is she? Busted. Maybe she's mad with me because I didn't read the fan fiction last night. But it was like double-ended devices and so there is, it's just not my show. I don't know what to do with this material. And as Catherine Fugit said, Catherine Fugit said, well, if there wasn't a writer's strike, I could help you. But she's mad because I was sick and didn't go to the strike the other day. But honestly, I wouldn't have been able to sing if I had gone. 506. Hello.
4 years ago, a crazed fan asked Renee a certain question. Turnabout is fair play.
I'll take this, Renee.
I could just stand here. You wouldn't even know I was in the room.
Shield, Renee. Bring Ted out, quick, bring Ted. He's thick. Nothing will go through him.
See if you can see me.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What was it like to kiss Renee O'Connor?
I'm sorry.
Talk really close.
What was it like to kiss Renee O'Connor?
Yes, Lucy.
Was that a question for me?
What was it like? I know you were thinking about that.
It was musky and it was deep. No, it's fan fiction again, sorry. Ugh.
It's very nice. Very nice.
You know
very
what?
Nice.
It would be, yeah. It's very hard to describe.
It's because it's so amazing.
Should I tell you the worst kiss I ever had?
Yes.
I went to kiss
Don't
my
say
Auntie
me.
Linda goodbye. My great Aunt Linda, she was in a wheelchair, she was not in very good shape. She had Parkinson's and had always been simple, I think. And her brother had died, my grandfather, and I went up to visit her. And I said how Granddad had died. She goes, "Oh, was it nice?" Yes, very nice. And I went, and then she never said anything more. You know, she really shut down. And then I went to kiss her, and then this liquid dripped out. It wasn't a tear, it was just a bit of roomy old something down into my mouth. I just about died. Auntie Linda. That's my memory of Auntie Linda. Yeah, I was probably 9. I thought I was being a good little girl going up and visiting Auntie Linda. Yeah, you're welcome. I got lots of those stories.
Hello, Lucy and Renee. You know those movies like are really tear-jerking, they're really depressive, like Old Yeller and the Titanic and stuff? You know, I have a little sister named Amber. She's 6, and when she watches movies like that, she never cries. Never once does she ever cry, but when she watched the last episode of Xena, she cried. And she wanted to be here tonight because she wanted to see you, but we didn't have money, so she just wanted me to say hi to you.
Oh, well, lots of love to her. That's cool.
And you're the best.
My kids were rolling on the floor watching that episode where Ted as Addis rescues Gabrielle. I had to fast forward over my bits because I was so bad in that episode. I had nothing to do. I was just fishing. God. But you guys were spectacular. And my kids were just beside themselves with joy. We kept rewinding over the funny bits. Hello.
Hi. If you have to describe yourself in 6 words, what would
Get
it
right
be?
on the mic, love.
I said, if you have to describe yourself in 6 words, what would it be?
If you had to describe yourself in 6 words, what would it be? I am really, really, really... unprepared. So I like to call it spontaneous.
6 words.
Fly by the seat of pants. That's me. What's your 6 words?
I'm a writer now, right? Oh, great. Here we
Strike.
go. Jeez. I can't speak in 6 words. I need 6 paragraphs. I can't speak in 6 words. There.
Hello, Renee and Lucy.
Hello.
I'm sure everyone else would agree with me if I would ask you to do the Xena work ride.
Go on, Ren, do it.
You do it. She does it. Do it. You do it. I can't do it. There we go. Mine's like a high-pitched bird. You know what I mean? It's weird. I put her out of her misery.
Hi. Wonderful episode, The Debt 2. There's a scene that's very shocking and poignant where Gabrielle slaps Xena. And in the commentary track to the DVD, the two of you are talking about it, and Renee says, "Did I actually hit you?" And you said, "No, not like all those other times." And so then Renee says, off camera, something about a coffee table, and then in the belly.
In the coffee table, what?
I couldn't pick it up. She said something about a coffee table. The sequence was off camera, something coffee table in the belly. And then you said, "Yep." So
In the
what
coffee
was that
table
all
on
about?
the what?
Is that shorthand for us? I don't know. In the belly.
Oh.
Yeah, so did you ever actually come to blows about anything, or were you just kidding around?
She might have wanted to hit me a few times, but she never intentionally hit me.
The thing is I really do come to here. So if I'm like, oh, Lucy, I hit her belly. Yeah. I know, see, it's...
Yeah, in real life, she's the tall one. That's right. That's right. Hello.
Hi.
Sorry, darling. Oh, over here first, actually. Sorry, gotta be fair, you know. Hello.
I was just wondering if you were going to come to Threadgills in Austin and do a concert for us.
I have often thought about it, believe me.
And if Renee's going to be there too.
I've often thought about it and going doing something with Eddie Watson, Renee's stepfather, because he's a cool guy and is hooked up with musicians there. I've often thought about it, I've just been too busy, you know, with real life and haven't rung him yet, but I often think about ringing you and saying, give me Eddie's number.
I know the door's open, so...
Yeah. Gotta do that, eh? Austin would be a good place. Hello.
Last night at the concert, you had given a shout out to the truckers, and so we wanted to give you a gift from the Xena truckers.
Would you? Oh my God. Truckers make good lovers. Truck on. Keep on trucking, Lucy. 10-4, rubber duck. Truckers do it better. Nobody does it better. Thank you, truckers. Truckers do it in shifts. Fancy. Oh, no stamina.
Where did you... The truckers thing was odd, wasn't it? It was funny. It's funny coming out of Lucy, the trucker.
The truckers, I don't know where I came up. Oh, no, it came from that letter where I said everybody has to come smelling good, not like a bunch of truckers. And then, I don't know, it stuck. And now Catherine Fugere can't stop. She's texting people, hey, trucker.
Hey, this is a question for Lucy. It's actually from a friend about when you broke your hip and recovering from that and any sort of repercussions you felt over the years, because it's, you know, a lot of years now. Do you ever basically have any problems? After, like, when you fell from a horse, broke your hip?
No, I've managed, for the most part, to work it out with a lot of yoga and therapy. But it was hanging around for a while. You know, I've had other injuries since then from different shoots. So I was like, oh, you forget that this is, I guess it's just part of life, right? I mean, how many of you have had a work-related injury? Right? So I guess I ain't that special. Bugger. Hello.
Yeah, I cracked a rib at work as well.
Could you speak close to the mic,
I
please?
cracked a rib at work a while back, which hurt like hell.
You came a while back?
No, cracked a rib at work a while back, and that hurt like hell.
Oh, yeah. Sorry to hear that.
Got a question for both of you, different one. Lucy, I just want to say, on behalf of all the UK fans and the European fans, thank you for finally coming to the UK in May.
You're welcome. I'm looking forward to coming to the UK in May.
It's my birthday on the 4th.
I hope some of you show up. The UK people, please come.
And just happened to be my birthday on the 4th of May as well.
It's your birthday?
Yeah.
Excellent.
And question for Renee. I was reviewing the Coffee Talk 5 last night, not the new one, the one before last year. And on the very opening end of the Coffee Talk, on the end of the Coffee Talk, Lucy was asking you a question through a bathroom door about Renee didn't know her sexuality until she went and worked with Lucy
Did I
Lawless.
say on the coffee talk that Renee didn't know her sexuality until something? Until what?
Until she worked around you.
Did I say something like that? Until she got around me?
Yeah.
Did I say that?
Renee said that, and you were asking her why she said that.
Renee said she didn't know her sexuality.
Lucy doesn't remember
Like I really put her off
anything.
women.
I remember this. I remember we already talked about this too, didn't we, one year? But then maybe you weren't with it. Yeah, it was like, I think it was that in reference to Lucy being Xena, that she was perfectly confident in her sexuality. So it was nice to be around a woman who felt that way, felt confident. That's where that came from.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What made you think that I was comfortable in my sexuality? What was it about? Was it that I was walking around in that outfit and?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Because, you know, I was
mean, who
so
are we kidding?
embarrassed the
How
first
many of
2
you
weeks.
What?
I was so embarrassed the first 2 weeks wearing this little short dress around. And
That passed, all right?
That passed, you
That
just
soon
get used to it
passed.
and you start thinking, yeah, well, this is normal.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's like being a stripper, isn't it, girls? Eventually you go, I could go to the bank in this G-string.
She's holding her ear.
Hello.
Hi, my name's Anna. I'm from Vegas.
Hi, Anna.
I remember from the DVDs that you said you guys kept the fairy godmother costumes from If the Shoe Fits. I was wondering if you guys kept anything else. And if
I
you
did not, no.
No? No?
Nothing at all.
I had some costumes that I given most of them away to charity, actually. There's a few bits and pieces that I still have, like Ted in a locket from Annie's costume, or Joxer in this. I'm sure Ted didn't keep that hat that he hated.
Ted, did
or the soup strainer on his chest.
Oh,
he was like,
yeah.
I hate that thing.
He kept
Shut
calling
up,
it
Ted, you're the comic relief.
the colander, you know, he kept calling
Yeah,
it a
well,
colander.
go be funny.
Yeah.
Okay, lucky last. Hello. Oh, no, all right, sorry. Hello.
Hello, Lucy. This is Paula from Toronto, Canada. I wanted to...
Do you all know Paula from Toronto? Toronto.
Not from Toronto, somewhere else. Regarding Diamonds and Guns. And I just wanted to compliment you on just how inspirational it was to see from the very beginning how you took over working on that film. Getting, the producing, the directing, raising the money to get it done, selling your personal artwork. Just
tiring.
She's
isn't
got
it?
balls the size of Africa.
There's a lady here, Sandy Surf, I know you're here somewhere. It was so much fun today because I was able to give you your painting. She won it as on the raffle, and I've been working on this for months, actually more than that, about a year and 6 months, but just recently trying to tidy it up. And it was so much fun for me to be able to pass it to her, because I love painting, and it's just such a joy for me.
And I've done painting as well because I studied fine arts and painting and drawing and sculpting, and I'm a graphic designer now. So it's just neat to see you following that as well.
It's fun.
And yeah, so I just wanted to thank you for that.
Oh, good. Keep on trucking. Hello. Is this one last? This just.
Okay. Yes. This is for both of you. What are the 3 things you like most about the other one?
Renee is so courageous, and she is quite pit bull-like about going after what it is. Nobody tells her, oh, you can't do that. Is that 2? Oh, I could go on all day.
Lucy is gracious and authentic.
That's 2.
Actually get her off to her show, too.
Oh, yeah,
right?
I've got to go and fix some things that were not happening last night. But thank you so much, everybody, for coming.
Thank you, guys. See you guys. Thank you.
We want to thank Lucy and Renee for 13 years of wonderful Xena conventions. Thank you, Renee and Lucy.
put some powder on, some makeup on. So I opened this thing up, and because I've been traveling so much, it's all smashed to pieces, and it exploded out of it, and all over the seats and everything. And when I sort of picked up a few pieces, and I got out. And we came in here into the green room, and then every chair I sat down, I didn't realize I had all this powder in my crotch. Every chair I sat on, I get up and go, well, I was saying to Joe, oh, that's so wrong. There's all these chairs in the green room with like, and Joe's going, I'm spotting. So I had to fix it, right, because these are my good pants. So Brian's got this photo on his telephone of Renee wiping my ass. There are not too many people you can ask that, but I couldn't see, there's no mirror, so I'm like, oh, Renee, would you mind? I think she got it. That was crazy. Hey, we might need some help on this little Beatles tune. Can I?
I'm purposely slouching.
Your purpose is
So good.
I know, that's cute.
It's cute. No,
It's
but
a
it's
read.
slouching that I'm, you know what I mean? Like absolutely no posture whatsoever. Just a neck, you know?
Why are you purposely doing
I don't know.
You're making the cameraman laugh.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I just,
Okay, this is pre-preparation for being on James Lipton's Inside the Actors Studio.
because we will be there one day.
Yes, so you had to be prepared for the questions that he asks at the end. Bernard Pivot, oh, I remember the Lapistrophe.
Do you know these questions pretty well?
All right, the first question is, what is your least favorite word?
Can't.
Doily.
Did you prep this? Do you know what you're doing?
No, doily. I've always found that a really weird word, especially to hear a grown man say. Ask me the doily.
Ask me doily.
It sounds wet and it sounds dirty.
It sounds dirty.
Like soily. Soiled. And
Right,
a doily is
you're
such a
right.
dainty
I never
little
thought about
thing.
that. They're very white, but there's something wrong about that. You're right.
I don't know, something about a man talking about something so sort of weirdly feminine.
Feminine, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. You see well done.
Doily.
Eileen, you're going to stick with that one. Okay. What turns you on?
What doesn't? I'm joking. I'm just joking.
No, she's a horn bag.
No, I love a beautiful male chest. I have to say male, sorry, girls. But I love a man's chest and arms. That does it.
And
What about
Lucy?
Cowboys.
Yeah, that's not. That's a good
Is it the boots?
No, it's the swagger.
It's the swagger. She knows.
Do you know?
What turns you off?
You go first. Let me think about that one.
What turns me off? Over laughing. Tom Cruise style.
Oh, what do you mean?
You know when people over laugh, like there's no joy in it? It's just, it's mirthless and it's really forced and you go, ooh, weird.
It becomes terrifying.
I love Julia Roberts, but sometimes she does that. You know, I think sometimes when it, maybe in the early time of her career, she used to do that. And Tom Cruise does it a lot.
I like Tom Cruise though.
Oh, he's a great actor.
I really. I'm getting on tangents. This is what we do.
Okay.
I can't think of anything that turns me off.
Oh, permanently
I'm just
turned
gonna
on,
stick
huh?
with that.
She's
For
a
now.
horn bag.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
How about that? Come back to that.
What sound or noise do you love?
Oh dear. The sound of my children laughing.
Yeah, that's a goodie.
Belly laughs.
The sound of my children sleeping. Better.
What sound or noise do you hate?
I hate an extractor fan.
An extractor fan?
An extractor fan, because I think that's at the level that most people speak at, or that I speak at, and it something about the hum of it is in conflict with, you know, what I'm trying to say, and I eventually throw a tizzy.
That is hilarious.
Could you turn the fan off? Or I'm reaching for it and I'm turning it the wrong way and I'm turning it up, you know, turn the fan off.
I hate the sound of a smoke alarm when it's about to lose its battery life.
Oh,
I hate
yeah.
that dinging in the middle of the night and you can't find it. You're trying to figure out the room that it's in.
You're right.
I hate that.
That's a killer.
What is your favorite curse word?
Shit.
Bugger.
And then I have to say ocean because my kids.
My mother
Shit.
used to-
Ocean. Nah.
My mother gave up not swearing in front of us. I think
Oh,
she was
really?
so disheartened by all the curse words around with my brothers that she used to bugger, bugger, bitch bum. It was almost satirical that she was saying it because she was sick of us swearing.
You must just laugh.
Bugger, bugger,
I never
bitch
heard
bum.
that. Cracked up, actually.
Yeah, we would add to it, shit titty poo. Bugger, bugger, bitch bum, shit titty poo.
What profession, other than your own, would you like to attempt?
Forensic pathologist.
Seriously?
Oh, I'm crazy about those shows.
A painter. A real painter.
Yeah.
What profession would you not like to do?
I wouldn't want to sweep up the end of a circus.
You know, I never thought of that.
Okay, yeah, it's a profession.
I know I really hate cleaning my house, so that would be a really bad job.
Cleaning your house?
Cleaning my house. I never do it. Don't do it anymore.
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
I thought you'd never make it.
No, I'd like 5 minutes to curtain. You're on, you're on.
Okay, thank you. Wave hi.
Hey.
Hi, London.
London.